Hi, happy Sunday. Hope you're staying safe out there. So, for my self-evaluation, I'm going to start with my introduction, specifically my attention getter. So, I think my attention getter was good. This time I made sure to memorize it just because to make I was exuding confidence and kind of starting off confident to my audience rather than kind of nervous. And I think it was good. It really related to my topic, and it was about how had you ever thought of a sport that you played when you were younger would become your job when you were older? And it was a question that I've been kind of toying with throughout my research because that's kind of what the NBA is like. Women and men are playing a sport that they love for their job, which is really cool. So I also think I did a good job of previewing my main points. I made sure this time to preview all of my main points rather than just the first main point that I was going to make. So I think I did a good job on that. So in the body of my speech, I made sure that my main points were precise. But I think I could have done a better job. I think they did logically relate to each other, but I think I could have done a better job maybe connecting them more, because I think when I was watching it and replaying my speech, it made sense in my head, but I think I had somewhat more knowledge than some other people about my topic, so I think I kind of could have made it more clear. So I think that's something I could work on from the next informative speech. I think I definitely use ethos, pathos, logos. I think I used more logos and ethos maybe than pathos, just because it was more kind of about statistics rather than emotions, but I think I could probably tie that in better. I think I did have a unique perspective on this speech, because rather than just talking about the three worst teams, which I was planning on doing at first, I compared a very bad team and a good team this season, which is something that had come out in my survey. Someone had said why don't you compare what makes a bad team, so I thought, well, maybe I could do it to a good team that's happening this season. I think that my transitions were good. I use now that I've talked about X, I will talk about Y now, and I think that was good because it helped transition from main point to main point. I think that was a really good thing. My conclusion, I used a break light function, which I didn't use in my Who Am I Really speech. That was really good because it made sure that my audience knew that my conclusion was, or I was concluding my speech. I think I had a good audience response and vivid, memorable ending, because I think that a lot of people were like, how does the NBA really connect to my everyday life? Because it kind of, it truly doesn't unless you're a big fan of it. So I think that was good. I connected it to a person's job that they may have in the future, because I think at some point all of us are going to have a job in the future, because we're all going to college to study something. So I think that was a good way to connect the audience, not just to have it be NBA fans can only relate to it. So for my delivery, I think my eye contact was strong. I definitely could work on the pitch and rate. I think I kind of struggled in the MLK exercise, but I think I could do better on that in my speeches going forward. I said so a lot, and I really didn't realize it in the moment, obviously. I can work on that a lot in my other speeches because it's a filler word. So I need to work on that in my speeches moving forward. I don't think my visual aid really eclipsed me at all. I tried to make sure that it was information that the audience could look at, that I didn't need to explain, because some of my main points were sometimes a little confusing to say out loud. So I tried to make sure that was a graphic or something that they could look at, but it didn't take away from my speech and everything. So I think that I'm improving in that, gaining more confidence at the beginning rather than waiting to kind of amp up my presentation. I did use the break light, and I did use the attention getter, and I did use the transitions. I think I'm improving like my confidence in public speaking, but I definitely think I could do a lot more. And I think it's good that I'll have another informative speech so I can, it's not going to be the same, but it can be something that like the informative speech, it can be very, show my growth, because not that like the Whom I Really was kind of different than the informative speech, kind of in the way that was more personal. So I think that like an informative speech and an informative speech on 2 different topics will really show my growth more. So I think that'll be like a really good opportunity. So my improvement, so I definitely think one thing I can do is make sure that logically, for the informative speech that we're doing, logically my points make more sense rather than just in my head. It makes more sense to my audience, because I think that was one of the things that didn't make my presentation as strong as it could have been. I think also not saying so as much or using any filler words, trying to stop myself from doing that, being more comfortable with the pauses and kind of slowing myself down a little bit. I seem to speed up at the end, and it makes my articulation at the end of a sentence not as good. So I think I can work on that, because sometimes the most important information is at the end of my sentence. So I think that's something I can definitely work on for the next presentation. Overall though, I think I did well. I think there's obviously always things I can improve on. I hope that having the opportunity to do, unfortunately with school closing, but I think that having another informative speech, piggybacking on this informative speech, I think will definitely help me focus in on more things that I can improve on, and hopefully I will keep growing as a public speaker. So thank you so much.